And welcome to this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Join me, Coach Derwin Wright. And, Coach, you were on the road a couple of weeks ago over at Grundy County, and that was a Saturday game, which was kind of unusual. But your guys played well on Saturday.
They did. They played well. I was real pleased with the effort they gave, and we didn't want to play at 12 o'clock Saturday, but Grundy County just refused to bump the game back to even 2 or 3 o'clock, and I told our guys that, and I said, you need to go down there with a chip on your shoulder, and they did, and went down and took care of business.
We'll take a look at that game. Plus, we'll look ahead to this week's huge region matchup with the Smith County Owls right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
And back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, your team got out to a quick start, but then kind of sputtered a little bit in that first half. But the second half, it was like a different team.
Well, we really, had two red zone situations in the first half where we should have came away with points and didn't, and went in leading 14-0, but easily could have been 28-0. Had a penalty on one, just a couple mental mistakes on the other one, but came back out in the third quarter and just really played some good football, especially the third quarter, and just put the game away, and proud of the kids and the offensive line. Defensive line, I mean, our defense was playing well. They did a great job defending Grundy County, and the offensive line did an excellent job, and you can tell that, but we had several different backs that got in the end zone and made plays for us. So, that's improving, and that's something we've got to continue to improve on.
Coach, your team clicked pretty much in all cylinders. It really didn't struggle any. Did allow one to score late in the ball game, but that was kind of a last-second thing. Really didn't matter at that point.
Well, no, it didn't, and you want to shut out. Obviously, your defense you want to shut out, but you also you need to try to build depth, especially in early games when you get opportunity, and see what some other kids can do when they're out there in a game situation. So, it wasn't any big deal to me, but I'm just glad to see those kids get in and get a chance to play and learn some things and, get that real life game experience.
Because one thing we noticed was three kids that just got added to the roster on Saturday for Grundy County. They were ineligible on Friday, so we're not saying any collusion there, but it seems odd.
Well, not only odd, but to me that was their motivation, and they said what they wanted to say. But, I just told our kids that, I think that's what's going on, and they're trying to get the morning game too with us, a 2.5-hour game, and what we need to do is just go down there and mash them in the mouth and play good football and put it away and let them enjoy the rest of their holiday weekend with a loss, and that's what we did. So I was like I said, I was proud of our kids and the way they went down and showed up and backed up us and the community, and I wasn't real happy with Grundy County's coach and athletic director, and Coach Winningham was on the phone with them a lot on Friday, and finally it got to the point where I just said they're not going to negotiate. So I just don't like being delegated the way they did and where they dictated what we were going to do, and I finally said, well, let's just go play and see what we can go down and take care of business. So I was glad our kids went down there and done that.
Coach, the one thing was it was a huge region contest, your first region game, and that's always big to start out 1-0.
Well, that's the thing, with our number in the region right now, two games pretty much assures you the playoffs. So we've got one of them put away, but that's not the goal. Obviously go and make the playoffs, but the first goal is to try to win the region. And you mentioned it a minute ago, huge region game for us this Friday. Both teams, us and Smith County, both had an open week. So it's going to be a tough game and a big game Friday night.
Coach, one thing we mentioned is you only have to win 2 to get in, but you have to be one of the top 2 to get a host that first round.
Absolutely, and that to me is the biggest thing. That team that hosts, they just have such an advantage, in my opinion. The home field advantage, not having to travel, and third and fourth place. Sometimes the travel's 3 and 4 hours, so it's really big to be able to host that first game.
Coach, any injuries at this point?
Well, we've got some guys who are just they're not injured, just typical football stuff. Dealing with sore ankles and sore muscles. Just different stuff that we've had treatment on, and should be barring nothing happens Tuesday. We go full pads Tuesday, and that's typically we get about 20 minutes of hitting on offense and defense in that day. Barring nothing there, we'll go in pretty healthy.
Well, we're going to a big region matchup this week, and it's at home. We'll talk about the Smith County Owls right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, this week it's the Smith County Owls, and Smith County struggled for the past 2 years, but they're ranked number 7 in the state right now.
Yeah, they're rolling. They're off to a 3-0 start. Played some pretty good competition in that, Macon County, Gordonsville, Upperman, and they were at Gordonsville and they were at Upperman, and so they've definitely got an improved ball club. I think they had a lot of sophomores and juniors last year, and those guys have been in the system and improved, and then they had a couple of guys that came out of the 8th grade that are freshmen this year who are very athletic. So they've got a pretty solid football team.
Coach, offensively, what do you got to do to move it against them?
Well, to me, they roll and they're aggressive, so you miss direction and just maintaining your blocks. But I just feel like there's some things that we can do in what we do in our scheme to go against the grain and go misdirection. But the biggest thing is just be fundamental and solid. They've got a good fundamental defense. They're a 50 slant team and have been for many years. But it's just maintaining your blocks and know that they're going to slant one way or the other, and you've got to lock on and do a good job. So, got a little quick nose guard. He'll be tough for our center to handle. And we'll probably end up having to double team him some. You hope your center can take him by himself. We'll see, but if not, we've got some different blocking schemes where we can double team him. And then your offensive tackles, again, their tackles are going to slant and move around, so we've got to know our assignments.
Coach, defensively, you're going to have a team that likes to throw the ball around again.
They do. They're pretty athletic. They've got number 6, who King. He's a senior this year and been a good football player for him the last 2-3 years. And they get the ball in his hands a lot. And then also they've added number 3, who's a really good athlete. Quarterback is a good running back. They've got a good tailback. I'm more impressed really with the guy they've got kind of playing their H-back position, number 35. He's also a linebacker. He's an aggressive football player and does a good job blocking for them. So, they've got some weapons and they're spreading it around. And we've just got to be sound in our defense. And, our secondary guys have got to keep everything in front of them and make them pay when they catch the short stuff. And we've not been really aggressive enough at times in the secondary in worried that we're going to get beat deep. And, so Coach Johnson's been working with those guys a lot on that and just getting them to be a little bit more aggressive and not give such cushion. But, I've seen improvements there. So, we just got to go out and play our game Friday night.
Coach, with 2 teams that score like you all in Smith County, special teams could be the key.
I think you're exactly right, Gary. I think it's, in a game like this, it's there's going to be one or two plays that's going to change the game, and one or two of those probably will be in special teams area. So got to be sound in your special teams. You got to not make any mistakes in the special teams, and not let somebody get a punt return or block a punt or run a kickoff back for a touchdown. Just got to be solid. I went over Saturday the UT game, and Indiana kicked off, and UT took it straight down the field on the return for a touchdown, and pretty much set the tone. And you just got to, we went to Smith County 4 years ago, and told my kicker, I said, do not kick it to number 21. He kicked it right to him, and he took it 83 yards for a touchdown. And we really never recovered from that. So kicking game's going to be huge.
Coach, look at both sides of the ball for Smith County. Give us the numbers to look for.
Well, I mentioned number 35 linebacker and little H-back for him, little offset fullback. They do a lot of things with him. Good little football player. 24, their tailback, good runner, and their quarterback also is a good runner. 6 and 3 on both offense and defense. They're one's playing defensive end, number 6 is, and number 3 is a safety. And those guys, good speed, do a good job, and just pretty solid in what they're doing, fundamental in what they're doing, and they're I can see why they're 3-0 on film. They're not beating themselves. They're not making a lot of mistakes, taking care of the football, and that's the things every coach preaches. You got to take care of the football and just not make mistakes and do anything to beat yourself. And they're doing that. They've done that the first 3 games. We just got to come out and keep the ball in our hands and drive and put together some big drives and not get penalties. And, in the past when we were successful against Smith County, those were the things we did, and we're just going to have to, focus on doing that.
Coach, it's a region contest. Both of you come in along with Sequatchie County at 1-0. Somebody's going to come out 2-0, and that's going to be a big step up on the district race, not to mention it pretty much secure a spot for the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. That's going to be big. I'm glad we're playing at this point in the season. Both teams had an open week. Both teams should come in 100%. Good thing for us, we're at home. So I know our 12th man's going to be here and supporting us, but it is a huge district game game to get in that playoffs. But again, 2's going to get you there, but as you mentioned, the big thing is to try to end up first or second and host.
Coach, you mentioned the 12th man. We got to have a big crowd over here Friday night because Carthage going to bring a bunch with them. Oh
yeah, I think it's a big game. We had several big games with them, and to me this is one of those games. It's somebody's going to come out 2-0 and kind of put yourself in the driver's seat of the district at that point. So, it's just important for us to have our crowd out behind us. And, our boys, I think, so far have been playing some pretty good football. And, we lost the Cofield game, but, our guys never quit and kept fighting. And, Josiah made that interception and got us right back in the football game. And, so just hope to have a big crowd out behind us.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you, Gary.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Be sure to turn out on Friday night. York's got Smith County. It's got huge region implications, so come on out and support the Dragons. Until next week, for 15104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.